my one thing is all about freedom. And I used to think that healing came from a prescription pad, but I realized that freedom and healing comes from purpose, choice, and commitment and stepping into something greater. So let me take you back about my story in that I went to medical school and I graduated and I had the dream life, a dream house, wonderful wife and children, and I had a dream job. And I just poured everything into that. And, I was the authority. I had a white lab coat and I had a prescription pad. And people would come to me with all the answers, and they would ask me what was wrong. And I would write them a prescription and they would walk out the door and I wouldn't see them again for a long time. And then they came back with the same problems. And I said to myself, geez, it has to be more than this. I mean, more than just the power of prescriptions. And I wasn't really able to dig into their life, to what was going on, because they really weren't doing anything else except getting the quick fix. And so the thing is that on the outside, everything was wonderful. But on the inside, I was a wreck. And my life was crazy because I was living on sugar and coffee. I was not focusing on sleep. I wasn't eating well. And I couldn't even be present for my clients, my patients. And so I suffered and my body broke down. And then I was on the prescription merry-go-round. And I was labeled with 3 different illnesses. I was labeled with bipolar depression. I was labeled with attention deficit. And I was labeled with irritable bowel syndrome. And they told me that I'd have to be on medications for the rest of my life. And I'd need to see a psychiatrist to help me with my problems and with my gut health. And I was fearful. I was really frustrated and I was lost and confused. And I said, my gosh, everything that I've been doing, my training kind of let me down. They really didn't really, lead me up to this. I mean, what's really going on? And I came into a moment of truth and I had to essentially come up with the courage and the ability to choose what to do. And I knew deep down what to do, but I kind of had to look, and I looked up and I saw a sign, and the sign said pills versus purpose. On the one side was pills and prescribing pills for ills and following protocols dictated by insurance companies, which was, more comfortable because I had been doing this for a long time. And on the other side was purpose. And on the purpose side was dealing with root causes, being more uncomfortable, not familiar. And I knew deep down the road to choose, and that road to choose was purpose. And when I chose that purpose, it was through functional medicine. And I realized that you don't need another prescription, but you need a plan. And so that plan was through functional medicine. And what I decided, or what I discovered, is that I was able to discover the power of food, and I was able to look at mindset and habits and focus on lifestyle and sleep and focusing on community and really getting into understanding what was going on with people. Because really, when you look at it, the body has an amazing capability of healing itself when you give it the right things. And also when you don't give it the right things, or when you don't take care of the body, then you tend to break down and you get chronic illness and chronic disease, things like heart disease, or things like diabetes, or things like Parkinson's or Alzheimer's dementia. These things are chronic things that happen when we don't take care of our body. So what were some of the things that I did? There were 3 steps to my healing through functional medicine. Number 1, healing the gut to free the brain. And so I realized that food is medicine, that pills or supplements are not going to heal yourself, that you can't fix what's broken with a poor diet or not exercising or not focusing on sleep. So by eating real food and ditching the processed sugar, the sugar and the processed foods, I was able to not only heal my gut, because I was able to reduce the inflammation in my gut, but I was able to free the brain, because once you heal the inflammation in your gut, you heal and you release the inflammation in the brain, so that you're able to not only feel better, but you'll have more energy and you'll be able to think more clearly. Second thing that's important is managing stress. And I think other people have mentioned this as well, but reducing negative thoughts, because we have to control our emotions and we need to be more present and mindful. And things such as meditation or breath work can certainly help in this particular realm. And the reason to focus on the brain-gut connection is because the communication between the brain and the gut is important. There's a second brain in our gut, and there's always communicating through the vagus nerve. And without getting technical, the bottom line is that by focusing on the gut health, focusing on the brain, we're looking at all the things that affect us negatively, including our thinking, because that can affect our gut health. And the food and how we metabolize our food affects our gut. And so therefore, we are doing something to improve that communication and our overall health. And number three, by stacking habits, small things daily and small wins to build confidence. And so by doing this, you get more momentum and you're able to get better healing. So I healed myself and I was able to get off all my medications and I was able to be truly free. And I realized that healing is not from a prescription pad, but healing is not about breaking free from an illness, but it's about stepping into something, stepping into the unknown, and stepping into something even when fear is greater than faith, even when you're not certain of what's going on the other side. And so it's something that you fight for. Hope is not something you wait for. Hope is something that you fight for, and it aligns with your overall values. And I found something greater. I found freedom, and I realized that with this particular amount of freedom and hope, I was able to transfer that to others. And so I now give hope and freedom so that others can heal and others can believe. And so I was able to take this method of healing and hope and make it to something greater. So I have a 4-step process. Number one is that body awareness. I think that we need to be aware of how things work. So that would be through food and through tracking energy and through tracking sleep and tracking your mood and how your body reacts to everything in general, whether it be stress or whether it be food. Second, alignment. We need to align ourselves and see patterns, and then we were able to have habits that stack up and get wins. Number three, action. Once we take action, we take a brave step forward and we're able to create things that are successful. And number four, accountability, because we need to have support not only from myself, but people need to be accountable to themselves so that they can continue to work and do the things that are successful. So my thing is that where in your life do you need to have more freedom? Freedom is not a gift, but it's a responsibility. So do you need more freedom when you choose your health? Do you need more freedom when it comes to your career? Do you need more freedom when it comes to purpose? And my thing was that hope led to freedom, freedom led to choice, and choice led to purpose. And I know that with purpose, I was able to make the right choice, and I was able to give hope to others. And so I was able to have freedom, freedom to believe, freedom to hope, and freedom to give to others. And I realized that when I chose freedom, that I was realizing that freedom does not come from a prescription pad, that freedom is responsibility, and it's something that aligns with our values. And so my one thing is to choose freedom and hope, which is better for yourself, and it's better to create a better freedom and better future, not only for yourself, but for others. And so this is what I want you to do. I want you to choose it. I want you to claim it. I want you to fight for it, because you are worth it. And so I say, live functionally and live fully. And I think other people have said, in order to live fully, you have to do certain things. And so by allowing yourself to be free, you're allowing yourself to have true freedom. You're able to give yourself hope, and you're able to have choice, and you're able to give belief. And I feel that's so important that we choose this in order to survive. And it helped me because I was able to choose a different path. I was able to take what I had learned and I thought, believe solidly was doing for my life until I developed a problem. Then I had to choose a different path. And once I chose that path to functional medicine, it changed everything for me. And now I feel that I now am living my freedom, and I'm living hope, and I'm giving this to others through my passions in healing the gut and working on the gut-brain connection, as well as mindset and stress reduction, and focusing on lifestyle such as sleep and community, and just to be real and to really, really understand how people heal, and really understand and get into how everything works, and to form a therapeutic partnership with them so that we can start where they are and take them to where they want to go. Thank you very much.